I'm Sebastian, and this is from Mrs. Mann's class, and I'm reading The Frog House by Mark Taylor. A father and his One day, a father and his son and daughter put a birdhouse in the tree. The birdhouse was very special. It had been made to just look like a big, ripe red apple. A little green tree frog walked them from in a branch. The frog was curious about they were putting on big apple on the tree. He knew people took apples out of trees, so the frog decided to take a closer look. When he climbed down, he was surprised to see a round hole in the apple. The frog poked his head in. He was amazed that the apple was made of wood, and it was empty. So he hopped inside. Boing, boing, boing. The frog had seen birds move into birdhouses, but never into a wooden apple. The people must have put this apple here just for me, he thought. I must have been a frog house. The frog arranged his furniture, and then he felt tired, so he decided to take a nap. As the frog lay down and closed his eyes, an apple house began to rock alarmingly from inside. The frog was very frightened, but he managed to call out, "Stop that!" Rocking stopped, and the frog poked his head out. A big crow. A big black crow was pushing the house back and forth with its long beak. He was very surprised to see the frog in the apple. "Oh me, I'm very sorry, frog. I didn't mean to scare you. I was going to take this apple from my nest. I'm a crow, and crows like bright things, but I see now that you're homeless, so I won't take it." The furry frog gave the crow some colorful ribbon instead. "Oh, this will do just fine," the crow said, and flew away. Soon the tree frog heard a fluttering of wings and pretty chirping from outside the house. The frog looked out and saw a beautiful bluebird perched near his apple. The bluebird asked, "What are you doing in a birdhouse?" "Well," answered "A birdhouse," cried the frog. "What is a frog house? Have you ever seen a birdhouse that looks like an apple?" "Well," answered the bird, "now that you mentioned it, no. I was thinking of moving in. My birdhouses live in birdhouses, but can't live in a frog house. Now can't it?" So the bluebird flew off. Before the frog could even pull up his head back out of the hole, he saw a big gray squirrel dashing up the tree trunk toward his house. When the squirrel reached an apple, the frog hopped out. "What are you doing? Why are you so excited about it?" he asked. "I'm excited because I found this juicy red apple for lunch, and I'm going to take the big bites out of it," answered the squirrel. Before the tree calf could explain that it was an apple made of wood, the squirrel had opened his mouth and taken a big bite. He yelled out of his surprise, "Ow, my tooth! This is the hardest apple I've ever bitten into." "This is not a real apple," said the frog. "The frog house is for a frog." "Well, whatever, it tastes terrible. I will leave you the apple for your house, and go look for a real apple or some nuts. I'm squirrels, and squirrels eat nuts and fruits." And then with that, ran out down the tree. frog hopped back into his house, resumed he had nap, but his feeling was a bit watched by the frog. Got up and poked his head out of his house. A furry-owned cat was perched on the branch, not far from the apple, staring at him. The tree frog had never been so close to a cat before, and felt uneasy. The cat meowed in an unpleasant manner. Meow! You are the strangest looking bird I've ever saw, said the cat. A bird? A bird? Do I look like a bird to you? Said the tree frog nervously. See my long legs and green skin? Do I look like I'm a tree frog? Said the cat disappointedly. Oh, yes, I see that now. But what are you doing in a birdhouse? I was so hoping for a bird. I'm a cat, and cats eat birds, the frog said. This is not a birdhouse, this is a frog house. Have you ever seen a birdhouse that looks like an apple? No, I haven't, said the cat. Of course not, said the frog. That's because frog houses look like apples. Now run along, but don't bother any of the birds. All of the ones I've met seem like nice friends. The cat climbed down the tree to his luck with mice. The frog didn't feel tired anymore. Now he wanted to stay awake and see what else he could come along calling at his beautiful frog house. But there were no more hungry visitors, and missed them. He would sit at home by himself, singing pretty sleeping songs. He was quite proud of his voice. He was quite proud of his house. One day, a beautiful green frog heard his song and hopped beside him. What a magnificent house you have, she said. I don't believe I ever seen anything like it. Do come and look around, said the tree frog to her. And she did. She admired everything. And she stayed. This book is the Frog House, and the apple wasn't actually a real apple. It was made of wood. And what I liked about the story is when all of the creatures noticed that it wasn't a birdhouse, it was a frog house. And then the frog told the squirrel that it wasn't a frog house after he tried to take a bite out of the apple. And then he said that it wasn't a real apple. Then he ran along, and then a cat came along, and he said, "You are the strangest looking bird I've ever saw." And he said, "A bird? A bird? I'm not a bird. Can't you see I'm green, I have long legs? I'm not a bird here, I'm a frog." And then another frog came along and admired everything. Bye.